Hi, my name is Jenna Ramsey, and I'm sharing today why I chose to go on the Ohio March for Life. The Ohio March for Life is a peaceful protest for those who believe that abortion is wrong and want to show pro-choicers why they think these things. We as Christians are called to speak our truth and stand up for what we believe in. Ephesians 4:15 says, "Rather, speaking the truth in love, we are to grow up in every way into Him who is the head, into Christ." We need to speak the truth with love. We need to be kind and not harsh to those around us. We need to show love, but not hate those who have done things that we disagree with. But we also cannot just be kind to them, but we need to tell them that what they're doing is wrong and show biblical examples for why this is. Some of the reasons I also chose to go on the march is because of the statistics that show how sad abortions are. There's about one abortion every 34 seconds, 20% of pregnancies end in abortion, and around 61% of Americans favor abortion presently in our country. I hope that through this video, some of you may see why the Ohio March for Life is an impactful event.
Life does not just begin at the time the heartbeat is detected. Life begins at conception. But in June of this year, our hands are no longer tied because Roe was overturned. And we can and we must be a voice for unborn children here in the state of Ohio. You will be the reason that we end and abolish abortion in the state of Ohio.
Oh, are you guys excited to be here?
Very excited.
So excited to be here.
I am so excited to be here today, but I'm more excited about the number that turned out, and especially the youth that turned out. That's so important.
How did you feel when Roe versus Wade was overturned?
I was joyful, but also cautiously joyful, because I knew the fight wasn't over. I knew that.
We got to keep fighting for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, elated, yes. So super happy and excited for the hard work of all the people that have prayed over the decades, you know.
It was fantastic. I actually met up with some other priests and seminarians, and we went out and went on a boat, and we went water skiing and had a great time that Friday evening. It was wonderful.
Sounds fantastic.
Yep.
Well, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome, Gabby.
See, I'm old, so
Yeah.
I was an adult when Roe versus Wade was passed. And I actually had a friend that had an abortion just after it was passed, and it was heartbreaking to me because I couldn't convince her to let me help her.
Right.
But then later, there was a girl who I was able to influence, didn't even know I was influencing her, just talking about the pro-life issue. And I found out a couple months later she was thinking about abortion and chose life because of our conversation. So you just
There you
never
go.
know.
Yeah.
You never know when you can have an effect on
Getting the opportunity to go to this march was really cool, and I'm glad that I got to go. It definitely was a bit scary and intimidating because you didn't know what to expect going into it, and standing up for what you believe in is definitely not easy because you know that a lot of judgment comes with it, and not everyone believes the same things you will, and that is always like the case in a lot of things. But I'm just kind of gonna explain what we did. And we got there, there was like a bunch of tables set up, and there was wristbands and candy and posters to just hold while we're doing this march. And before we even walked around, there was a worship concert and just lots of people talking, and there was lots of fellowship, and like I talked to so many people, and we even interviewed people as you saw in previous clips, and everyone was just very kind. Very open to talk about like their opinions, and not everyone there too was like fully like, yeah, like this is something I'm like fully before, but they were there because it's something they cared about. Also, then there was some speakers that came up, and there was it was like a rotation, like different people for like about an hour, and they just had lots of good stuff to say, and women with their stories too.
Please tell me the doctors wanted her to get an abortion because of the complications, but my mommy didn't want to, so she went to the pregnancy care center for help, and they helped her. I love my life!
Well, and during that, actually, there was like a lady who was like banging on a drum, like she was against this, obviously, and she was just like going at it. For like an hour, and so after the speakers were done, then you kind of didn't even hear from her after that. And then we started the march around the city, and as you walked, like everyone was just talking and chanting certain things, like I don't know, it was just really cool. And then we did pass a guy who was flipping us off, and obviously we just kept walking. We didn't want to interact. And yeah, it was just so cool to be able to be a part of something like that, because like I said, like I've never been able to stand up for or just be able to be open about something that I believe in such a way. So I was very grateful for the opportunity.